Okay, today's video is going to be valuable for a lot of you because maybe at this stage, when they ask you a common question like, why do you want this role? Like, probably if you've done a tiny bit of research, you've watched like two of my videos, you're going to know like some decent stuff to say, right? But there's always that question of, okay, what happens when they ask you a difficult question or an unexpected question or a random question and I don't know what to say, my mind goes blank, da da da, whatever. What do you do? Well, that's what this video is going to be about. Okay, so this video is going to be about how to handle those unexpected questions. You're going to learn the best way to do it and what you need to do because this situation is going to inevitably come up in your interviews. You're going to need how to do it. So I'm going to explain it and cover it all in this video. Okay, hope you find it useful.
So let's move on to that last question now. So what do you think are the benefits and downsides of remote working?
Right. So remote working, I think, obviously has its advantages. You're able to, for example, do this interview right now, which is really convenient because, well, we don't have to spend time traveling. And, well, I think there are significant costs with doing things in person. For example, you have to spend money on traveling, and not to mention JP Morgan's initiatives on sustainability. Being able to do things virtually and remotely really will enable and help with that vision. And so I suppose that's a big advantage of being able to work remotely. But I think that does come at a cost at the end because, well, one of the costs would be that, or at least I think, is that when you're conducting work virtually, you don't have the same level of connection with the person you're talking to. I think if you're in a room with someone, that's very different to being on a video call, especially I think when you're in a group setting, when you've got multiple people on a call, it can sometimes be really tedious and really difficult to collaborate effectively because, well, for example, you only have one person talking at a time, and it's really difficult in group meetings, for example, to know who wants to talk when and how to arrange a system in which everyone can contribute their ideas effectively. I think that's something that's much easier in a office environment and where everyone is able to communicate much more openly in person. And I think that's something that's really, really useful.
Okay, everyone has a lot to learn from this because Ronit handled this super well. Like Ronit did something which it's amazing. Okay, I want to show this back to everyone. So let me come back to when I asked this question.
Doing things in person, for example.
Right, here we go. Okay, I'm going to ask the question again. Look at what Ronit does in the first 5 seconds.
Okay, thank you for that. So let's move on to that last question now. So what do you think are the benefits and downsides of remote working?
Right, so
you know what's going in his head right now is what's going around his head. What is this question? This is the dumbest question. What is this BS you've just asked me, right? What do you think are the benefits and downsides of remote working? Yeah, random question. This is something that I got asked in one of my interviews, and I was like, what is this? Do you know what I mean? This is exactly how you want to handle it. So Ron is actually smiling. He's just thinking to himself, like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life, right? That is the exact way you want to react to unexpected questions because you are going to get unexpected questions in your interviews. Sure, you're going to get the standard ones. Why have you applied to this role? What are your strengths? Tell me about the time you worked as a team. Fine, whatever, right? It is inevitable that at some point in your degree apprenticeship interviews, you're going to get some random question. Like one of the questions that I've heard that's happened this year is like, why do you want to work at this specific office location? Right? And it's like, well, it's just the one I want to go to, right? And it's like, well, what do I even say to that? Right? Again, this is another weird one. What do you think are the benefits and downsides of remote work? It's just a random question. A lot of people, when they get given a weird question like this, they are going to panic. Okay? Or like their facial expression is going to go like, let me try and do an example of this. Yeah, it's so difficult. Okay. What do you think of the benefits and downsides of remote working? And they're going to do something like that. I'm not an actor, right? I don't know what that facial expression was, but it's going to be something like that. They're going to like think about that, and in their head they're thinking, "Oh no, what is that? That's a difficult one. Come on. That's what they're going to be thinking in their head. They're going to start panicking. Okay, run it. Here's this stupid question, right? Just a stupid question, And he's just like smiling, like, what is this? Why is he even asking me this question? This shows that Ronit has done the preparation, okay? He's done the preparation in advance. So it means these sort of questions, he's just like, who cares? Because he knows on the previous questions he's done well, because like he's done pretty well because he's done the practice. So even if they ask him a really difficult question and he doesn't answer it like amazingly, he can still fall back on the other questions. That's one part of it. Ronit knows that he's done the preparation. So that's something you guys can learn from. If you're getting given these hard questions and you're really panicking, maybe it's because you know that your like good questions weren't even good anyway. So now you're getting to these bad questions, you're even worse. What does that tell you? Do more preparation. Number two, what you need to understand is when there's a difficult question, with these interviews, they're basically all scripted, so everyone gets the exact same questions. When you get a difficult question, every single other person is as well. So for example, in like A-level exams, GCSE exams, people are coming in hoping, oh, I hope it's an easy paper, I hope we get easy questions. They go in, it's a hard paper, there's a hard question, they all start panicking, and then they're coming out the exam crying and all this sort of stuff because, oh, there was a super hard question, I didn't know what to do. Me, on the other hand, I'd be going into these exams hoping there's hard questions, because here's one thing about an A-level exam: if you have a hard question, so does everyone else. It's the exact same paper, right? So it's like when there's a hard question, don't panic. It's not like, oh, I'm going to do so badly because it's a hard question. It's like, no, everyone's going to do badly. But if you've done the preparation, you're going to do less badly. And that's the kind of thing Ronit obviously knows in his mind, which is, yeah, everyone's getting this question. Who the hell cares? Same with me. When I get this question, it's like, okay, it's a stupid question. I'm probably not going to answer it very well, but who cares? No one else is going to answer it well. That's the kind of sort of nonchalance and carefree sort of attitude that you want to strive for, because that kind of attitude comes when you are fully prepared, when you've done really good preparation. Okay, so that's what I want for you. I want you to get to a point where when you get given a stupid interview question, okay, like there's a weird one. Let me just find a weird one for you now. Where is it? There's some proper weird one. It's like, to solve a problem, you need to understand the root cause. What do you think about this? And you're just like, what is that question? That's the kind of question where you hear it and like, what does that even mean? To solve a problem, you need the root cause. Like, what does that mean? You just want to be able to laugh at it. Like, you just want to be able to smile at it. Because like it shows you in the preparation. And also, when you're smiling at the answer, okay, when you're calm, you're just like, you know what, this is just kind of funny. Let's just say something and see what happens. Your answer's actually going to be better. Because you care less, your answer can naturally be better. But when you get given a hard question, you start panicking and your mind's going into overdrive and you start having like a panic attack sort of thing. Your mind's all over the place. Your actual answer will be worse. You're just sabotaging yourself. Okay, you're just sabotaging yourself. So that's what I want you to strive for. Exactly what's Ronit's done here. Perfect. Okay, you've done the preparation. You have the right mindset. Okay, and when there's a difficult question, you're just going to smile. You're just going to laugh and be like, what the hell, man? Who cares? Who cares? Have that carefree attitude, and that's literally caring less is going to make your interviews better. Okay? I think I'll attach a clip at the end, which is, Interstellar, right? The astronaut guy from Interstellar. I think his name's Matthew McConaughey, right? He did he did a podcast recently with this guy called Chris Williamson, and he said this, whatever the bad situation is, you just got to be able to laugh. You've just got to be able to laugh at it. So I think I'll clip that to the end of this video or something like that, because that's exactly what you want. That's the exact mindset to go in. In the interview, if something weird happens, something stupid happens, like I mess up, they ask a question, honestly, it's just funny. Like, who cares? That attitude, although it seems kind of stupid, the attitude of not caring about getting the job, it sounds like, you're not going to get the job if you don't care. No, if you don't care, you're more likely to get the job, because you just don't care. You're not worrying about messing up. It's like, who the hell cares? I've told this story before with my driving lessons, my driving test. Basically, before my driving test, every weekend I was going out with my mum and we were just driving around for 3 hours, right, to practice sort of stuff. I really enjoyed it. I love driving, right? So that was good. Then I had my test, right? And if I passed my test, I would have lost my provisional insurance or something. So basically, I don't know how it worked, but essentially I wouldn't have been able to drive around with my mum anymore. I would have had to stop driving. Okay, so literally my incentive going into the driving test was, if you pass, great, you've passed your driving test, but you're gonna have to stop driving. If I fail, guess what? I can rebook my test for another 6 months. I've got another 6 months of every weekend. I just get to drive around for 2 or 3 hours. Sounds perfect, right? So my mindset, literally going to this driving test, was I honestly couldn't care less whether I pass or fail. Like, if I pass, sure, great. If I fail, who cares anyway? That's pretty great. I just get to keep driving. And that meant when a load of people are super nervous going to their driving test, me, I didn't really care either way. Okay? Same with your interviews. If you've got this mindset, you've done the preparation, don't really care, I'll just do it. You're going to be less nervous, you're going to handle it better. Okay? So that's a good lesson from Run It there. That's a good lesson. Okay, so this is a short I was talking about that I sent myself a couple of days ago, which is like laughter being your default emotion. Just have a watch of this.
You should make a sense of humor your default emotion.
Linklater and I came up with that in a conversation about 12 years ago. Richard Linklater. We were just talking about how mad and angry and upset and offended people get if they don't know how to react, if they don't have an opinion on something. Wouldn't the world be a better place? Be easier to get along with everybody? If the default emotion, if you're not sure how to respond, was okay. Now, most people think, they go, well, that's insensitive. It's not insensitive. They usually think that means you're not giving the crisis credit if you can laugh at it. And I wholeheartedly disagree.
Now, obviously, that's in a slightly different context. That's like saying when life like hits you with something bad, like bad news or something, you just have to laugh, because if you don't laugh, you're going to cry. So it's a slightly different context. But that's the same kind of thing I'm trying to say with this interview, right? When you get hit with a difficult question, two options. Number one is start crying about it in your mind and start panicking and getting all worried. Or number two, like, it's just funny, yeah? And then the person who finds it funny is going to be the person who's panicking less, who's going to be able to come up with something which is a bit better. Okay, because they have more of their brain space available. They have 100% of their brain available to at least try, at least to give it a shot. 75% of your brain is you have it overthinking and starting crying to yourself and panicking, like, oh, this is a really difficult question. I don't know what to say, right? And then you only have 25% to think. So just leave your full brain out there. So just thought that would be something cool. And let me actually show you while I'm on it. So yeah, that whole podcast, by the way, with Chris Williamson and Matthew McConaughey, I strongly recommend. I think I tweeted it at some point. Yeah, I like tweeted it here saying everyone should just watch this. It's a super, super valuable podcast, so go and watch it there. But yeah, hope that helps. Hey guys, so if you found this video, no, I can't take this cap seriously. Hold on. If you found this video useful and you like interview analysis, mock interview sort of videos just like this one, go click the like button down below. If you didn't like them, by the way, go click the dislike button. Just like and dislike. Use it as like a voting thing. Because if I'm doing I've done a couple of these videos now. If you guys don't like them and they're not helpful, press the dislike, because then I know not to do them. But if you guys do actually find them valuable and you want me to do more of these with different questions, different people, focus on different companies, just put the like button down below and I'll just respond to your guys' feedback. So yeah, hope you did find it valuable. And if you do want me to film more of these, I'll go put it in my schedule and I'll make it a priority for you there. So yeah, hope that helps, guys. See you in a bit. Take care.